Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
801st Infantry Brigade presents housing project for former rebels in Eastern Samar. Army troops neutralized two communist rebels, weapons seized in Samar clashes. Comelec vows equal opportunity for all candidates. DBM chief vows full commitment to transparent budget process.
Hello to everyone, special to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo in Quezon City. Today is Friday, February 7, and this is AFP Committee News, your source for the updates on the armed forces and other developments across the country. I am Rob Susan Nabay, here to bring you today's stories.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our news, the 801st Infantry Brigade introduced the Saad Nga Balay local housing project to the Maslog municipal officials in Eastern Samar. The project aims to provide stable housing and reintegration support for former rebels. Mayor Heraclio Santiago welcomed the initiative and pledged funding to ensure its success. The Sangguniang Bayan members and department heads expressed full support and emphasized the government's commitment in helping ex-rebels reintegrate into society through housing and livelihood opportunities.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Government troops neutralized two communist terrorist group members and seized assorted war materials during a series of encounters in Barangay Santo Niño, Paranas, Samar. Acting on reports from civilians about extortion activities, soldiers from the 33rd Special Forces Company and 87 Infantry Battalion launched a focused military operation. The first clash was followed by two more engagements later that morning, leading to the rebels' deaths and the recovery of an M16 rifle, 45 caliber pistol, IHL banned anti-personnel mines, rifle grenade, and assorted ammunition. Brigadier General Leonard Lelina, the commander of the 801st Infantry Brigade, expressed condolences to the rebels' families and urged the remaining insurgents to surrender and reintegrate into society.
Armed Forces Radio.
Now let's hear a report on the ground about military MILF leaders' strengthened commitment to peace in Basilan. Going for the details, Jai.
SROF, the 101st Infantry 3 Red Arrows Brigade, led by Brigadier General Alvin V. Luzon, participated in an information, education, and communication campaign on the Comprehensive Agreement on the Bangsamoro, ceasefire protocols, and amnesty updates. The event gathered GPH MILF CCH and AJAG delegates, security forces, and MILF members to reinforce peace efforts in Basilan. Brigadier General Luzon reaffirmed the military's commitment to peace and stability. He emphasized collaboration with the Philippine National Police and peace partners to sustain progress. Moreover, MILF and government officials urged all stakeholders to prevent past conflicts from recurring, resolve disputes through nonviolent means, and uphold peace agreements signed in 2014. This is Joy reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jai.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Troops from the 33rd Infantry Battalion seized 17 high-powered firearms after intervening in a violent clash between two feuding groups in Sitio de Mabago, Barangay Barorao, Sultan Sambarongis, Maguindanao del Sur. According to Lieutenant Colonel Uji Villan, the gunfight erupted due to a personal dispute between Marato Felmin and Bagindali Felmin, both relatives. The military, along with the local police, swiftly intervened, forcing the armed men to flee and abandon their weapons. Colonel Edgar Cato, the commander of the 601st Infantry Brigade, emphasized that security forces are closely monitoring the area to prevent further violence, especially with the election gun ban in effect.
DWDD Armed Armed Forces News.
Soldiers from the 12th Infantry Battalion unearthed the remains of the Communist Terrorist Group member in Sitio Hilwan, Barangay Manica, Libakawa Clan. Reports indicated that alias Cyrus died from an untreated illness while hiding in the mountains, highlighting the harsh conditions and lack of medical care faced by CTG members. Local authorities have been notified to ensure proper handling of the remains. The 12th Infantry Battalion urges the remaining CTG members to surrender and avail themselves of government reintegration programs such as the Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program, which provides medical care, livelihood assistance, and other support.
Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear more from Shah about 86th IB kicks off Sports Fest for 15th anniversary.
Yes, Rof. The 86th Infantry Highlander Battalion launched its Sports Fest at its headquarters in Barangay Uno, Jones, Isabela as part of its 15th founding anniversary celebration. Lieutenant Colonel Empizo W. Anglao, commanding officer, emphasized that the event strengthens camaraderie, teamwork, and resilience among Highlander troopers. He highlighted that the competition is not just about winning, but about discipline, unity, and lifting up each other. The opening ceremony featured a parade of teams from 5 companies, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and Headquarters Company, followed by competitions in basketball, volleyball, table tennis, tug-of-war, and larong Pinoy. This is Shayna Araneta reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Shah.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippine Army reactivated its Office of the Chief Infantry during a ceremony held at Headquarters Philippine Army in Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City, presided by Army Chief Lieutenant General Roy Galido. In his keynote remarks, Lieutenant General Galido emphasized that the reactivation marks a strategic step in strengthening the force structure and enhancing infantry unit capabilities. The office will serve as the center for force planning, capability development, and operational integration to ensure infantry units remain a formidable and adaptable fighting force. Colonel Victorino Senyo will lead the reactivated office, which aligns with the Army's goal to modernize and restructure in a cross-domain multi-mission force.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said he has yet to get a response from China regarding his pronouncement that he would only return the Typhoon missiles deployed by the United States in the country if it would stop their aggressive maneuverings in the West Philippine Sea. Marcos said he's not expecting them to respond either. He also cited that China responded in general terms, saying what they do is a lawful exercise of the authority of law enforcement. Meanwhile, the president insisted the Philippine government would continue to defend its sovereign territory and territorial rights in the exclusive economic zone amid the continued presence of China Coast Guard's monster ship in Panatag Shoal.
Armed Forces Radio.
More updates from Leonor about Special Forces Regiment welcomes 2nd Lieutenant Gian Mateo Gudicelli during visit to Fort Magsaysay.
The Special Forces Regiment Airborne of the Philippine Army, led by Brigadier General Rosendo Abad Jr., Philippine Army, formally welcomed 2nd Lieutenant Gian Mateo Vitorino Guidicelli, Philippine Army Reservist, during his visit to the regiment headquarters at Fort Magsaysay, Palayan City, Nueva Ecija. 2nd Lieutenant Guidicelli, member of Basic Airborne Corps, Class 125 Alpha 2019 at the Special Forces School. He reaffirmed his commitment in serving as an Army Reservist. He also assured supporting the regiment's mission to contribute to the community and uphold national service. This is Leonor Tanap reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Leonor.
DWDD National News.
The Commission on Elections pledged to give equal opportunity to all candidates. Chairperson George Erwin Garcia also said that strict implementation and monitoring would be implemented during the campaign period for national and local candidates. He explained that the poll body would see to it that the implementing guidelines for the Fair Election Act and the Omnibus Election Code would be implemented. The COMELEC would also require candidates or political parties to report in their SOCI their use of social media influencers and use of celebrities in election campaigns, even if they were rendered for free.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. cited open governance as key to prosperity and stability. In a speech during the opening of the 2025 Open Government Partnership Asia and the Pacific Regional Meeting, Marcos encouraged attendees to be advocates of accountability in their own communities and be part of the global commitment to open governance. The president also urged the Philippines' allies to unite and end the war toward open governance. He noted that collaboration is crucial to achieving a more open and dynamic Asia-Pacific, as well as addressing complex challenges of governance in the 21st century.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Spencer about military LGUs deliver aid through Kauswagan Caravan in northern Samar.
ROF, the 803rd Infantry Brigade, joined local government agency in the 34th Kauswagan Caravan in Barangay Rawis Lawang, Northern Samar. The caravan, organized by the Northern Samar LGU in partnership with the Philippine Army, provided medical aid, relief distribution, livelihood assistance, education, and skills training to residents of 8 barangays. The initiative aims to enhance community resilience and promote sustainable development. Furthermore, ROF officials emphasize the importance of collaboration in improving lives and pledge continued support for long-term progress in Northern Samar. This is Spencer, reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Spencer Ross.
DWDD National News.
For other development story, Galing sa Puso Party List has expressed its backing of the proposed 200 peso minimum daily wage increase. GP Party List first nominee JP Padiernos believes that passing the bill represents a significant step in advancing the welfare of workers. He also cited that raising wages will help boost the Philippine economy by strengthening the purchasing power of Filipinos. The Ibon Foundation reported last year that minimum wages in over 17 regions of the Philippines remain insufficient to cover the essential needs of a Filipino family, including food and other basic expenses, despite the previous wage increase.
DWDD National News.
Department of Budget and Management Secretary Amena Pangandaman emphasized her commitment in making the country's budget process more transparent. Pangandaman recalled that the DBM launched last year the Public Financial Management Reforms Roadmap 2024 to 2028. The roadmap is essentially the government's framework in modernizing fiscal governance and transforming how public funds are managed across agencies. The DBM chief said this covers 11 key strategies, which includes planning and budgeting linkage, cash management, and public asset management.
Armed Forces Radio.
And more updates from GEO, 64th IB leads joint medical mission in Kapatagan.
Yes, ROF, the 64th Infantry Knights Battalion partnered with the local government of Kapatagan to conduct a joint medical mission at Kapatagan Municipal Ground. The mission provided vital healthcare services, including circumcisions for 68 young males, free haircuts, and essential medical checkups. The initiative aimed to address the healthcare needs of underserved residents while fostering community collaboration. Vice Mayor Nazruddin Maglangit expressed gratitude to the 64th Infantry Battalion for their commitment to public service. This is you reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gio.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Education announced that the implementing rules and regulations of the Anti-Bullying Act are currently under review. Education Secretary Sonny Angara emphasized the importance of strengthening the policy to ensure greater compliance across schools. The Second Congressional Commission on Education, or EDCOM-2, said it is working the DepEd to fast-track the revision of the IRR for the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013. EDCOM-2 also urged DepEd to expand its definition of bullying, enhance both prevention and intervention programs, and ensure the availability of both guidance counselors and discipline officers to address bullying in schools.
DWDD National News.
Special Assistant to the President Anton Lagdamea Jr. reaffirmed the government's commitment to end local communist armed conflict following the surrender of some 232 former rebels of the No People's Army. Lagdamea said this is not about the surrender of arms, but it's about a new start, a new hope for those who are ready for a new life. He also underscored the significance of the event, and he emphasized the government's ongoing efforts to end the local communist armed conflict and reintegrate former rebels into mainstream society. The former rebels voluntarily surrendered and are set to undergo the government's reintegration program.
Armed Forces Radio.
From NOLCOM, here's some information from Joanne about Alacapan, Cagayan officially declares insurgency-free.
The municipality of Alacapan in Cagayan was officially declared insurgency-free in a ceremony held at the Alacapan Municipal Hall on February 3, 2025. A resolution was read during the event formally declaring Alacapan as free from insurgency. This was followed by the awarding of plaque of recognition to LGU Alacapan in acknowledgement of its commitment to maintaining peace and order. Stakeholders, including local government officials, security forces, and community leaders, signed a pledge of commitment to sustain the municipality's peace and development. Alacapan is now the second municipality in Cagayan to attain insurgency-free status, following Solana, which was declared insurgency-free on December 4, 2024. This is John Sagaok reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Joanne from NOLCOM.
DWDD National News.
For other national news, Canlaon volcano on Negros Island erupted at 3:11 p.m. yesterday. Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology reported that it produced a minor explosive event that lasted 2 minutes. The eruption, according to the agency, sent a 600-meter-high ash plume drifting southwest, causing thin ashfall over Santo Mercedes and San Luis in Barangay Sag-ang, Negros Occidental. PHIVOLCS said the eruption followed a significant drop in sulfur dioxide emissions, which averaged 2,249 tons per day compared to the 4,484 tons per day recorded since June 2024.
DWDD National News.
For our weather update, southern Luzon and the Visayas will experience heavy to intense rains due to a shear line. Pag-asa weather specialist Grace Castañeda said that a volume of rainfall from 100 to 200 millimeters is forecast over Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, Albay, Sorsogon, and northern and eastern Samar. She warned that numerous flooding events are likely and also landslides, particularly in moderate to highly susceptible areas. Meanwhile, amihan will be experienced over Metro Manila, Cagayan Valley, Cordillera Administrative Region, Aurora, Bulacan, and Bataan, where overcast skies with rains will prevail.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more from Mel Joy of First Year G about Wildcat Battalion participants in Obra Solidarity Pact event of 2025 NLE and BARM parliamentary elections.
Yes, Rolf, the 24th Infantry Wildcat Battalion, 7th Infantry Division, Philippine Army, along with the heads of various government agencies, local government units, and other stakeholders participated in the Solidarity Pact signing for the 2025 national and local elections and Bangsamoro Autonomous Region and Muslim Mindanao parliamentary election, led by Provincial Police Office Abra, which took place in Camp Villamor, Bangkid, Abra. The Provincial Election Supervisor Commission on Elections, Abra, Attorney Nicasio Ezacub, stressed that in order to have a successful and peaceful election, everybody's cooperation and involvement is crucial. During the event, Lieutenant Colonel Jose Wilfredo Panes, commanding officer, reaffirms the Philippine Army's commitment to the province and send message by assuring the unit's support in securing an accurate, free, and fair elections by promoting peace and order, upholding the rule of law, fostering unity and civic responsibility, in protecting the right to vote of every Filipino. This is Meldrin Nesho Arroco reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Mel Joy of First Year G.
Armed Forces Radio.
And now from Solcom, let's hear from Sen about 903rd Infantry Brigade participates in ECLIP committee meeting in Sorsogon.
The 903rd Infantry Patriot Brigade, through Captain Ralph Angelo E. Baldonado, the acting brigade civil military officer, attended the first quarter ECLIP committee meeting at the Dining Room, People's Mansion, Capitol Compound, Borabod, Sorsogon City. The meeting highlighted the newly designated staff of ECLIP and the Harong Paglaom Halfway House, providing updates on the program's accomplishments in 2024. Plans for 2025 were also discussed, outlining the key activities and initiatives aimed at supporting the reintegration of former rebels. The activity likewise emphasized the continued efforts to promote peace, stability, and rehabilitation through collaborative commitment of various stakeholders. This is Sena from Solcom reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Sana from Solcom.
DWDD National News.
A small plane crashed in a farm in Ampatuan, Mindanao, killing 4 people on board. Police said they had not yet determined the cause of the crash. None of those killed have so far been identified. The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines confirmed the crash of an unspecified aircraft but said they had no other details.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And that concludes today's broadcast. Thank you for tuning in, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Be sure to join and catch us again next week for more stories and updates, same time and same station. Once again, this is Rob Susan Abay for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng